What's going on, Kicks Gang? It's HEATKICKC. He Kicks back with another dope sneaker unboxing. I'm definitely super excited to be bringing this to the channel, and I have to say it is a little bit different. I actually went out in the snow the other day and I realized I have this entire crazy collection from Jordans to Yeezys, but I don't have any boots or shoes that I can wear when the weather is bad, when it's raining, when it's snowing. I have all these Jordans and Yeezys and everything like that, but those are just not the type of sneakers that you can wear out in that type of weather. So I went online and I was looking around to see what I could get. Something that still had some style, had some dope aesthetics, some dope color combinations, but that was also going to be good for inclement weather. Something that was waterproof, water resistant, maybe a boot. And I searched and searched and searched, and I came across the Nike React ISPA, and for those of you guys that don't know, it stands for Improve, Scavenge, Protect, and Adapt. And basically it's Nike's attempt to make a sneaker for basically the city dweller that is going to be out and about, walking from job to job or commuting in the city or from the city to home, putting a lot of miles on a sneaker, needing something that's extremely comfortable, but needing it to be also a good sneaker for those inclement or bad weather days, something that would be water resistant. And this was their solution. Like I said, the React ISPA. Let me go ahead and pop open the box real quick. Oh, and just another note, I just wanted to mention with the packaging, we've got the typical red Nike box with the Nike swoosh, but I think it was really dope that they put the ISPA branding over the top. It actually makes it look a bit more custom. As you can see on the lateral medial sides, they have the same exact thing. And then of course on the back, the trademark and branding logos. Let me go ahead and pop these open. And here we go with the receipt. I actually picked these up from Ubik out of Philadelphia. Shouts out to Ubik. Actually, I'm pretty sure this is the first pair that I've gotten from Ubik, and it's not because they haven't had good stuff. I just haven't had luck. It's just, we've just never connected. They never had what I wanted when I needed it, and when it came to raffles, I just wasn't winning any of them. So I'm pretty sure this is actually my first purchase with them, but I've known of Ubik for a long time, and I do know that they're a good company, so of course I trusted them with my purchase. One of the cool things I noticed immediately after opening the package is we have this ISPA branded pouch. Let's go ahead and open that up real quick. Pretty sure it's, yeah, it is. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure it's a pair of laces, and let's see, we got a black pair of laces with those silver stripes that go throughout, and I'm pretty sure those are 3M hits on the shoelace. And then of course we've got that black lace tip with the orange Nike swoosh. And one of the things about this sneaker is I was actually way more interested in the black pair. I actually kind of sat on them for a while. I didn't know if I was gonna get them, but like I said, I was out the other day. There was like 2 or 3 inches of snow on the ground, and I didn't have anything that I could wear that was stylish, but that would still have that weather resistant feel to it. So I decided to go with these. And when I went online, the black pairs, they had tons of sizes, but my size and a couple other sizes were basically sold out everywhere. As you guys know, I wear a size 12, but I couldn't find them anywhere. I looked overseas, Germany, Asia, and those sizes in the black pair had actually sold out. I went on to Ubik and they actually had the black pair, and I got super excited. I went on in a rush thinking like I gotta get these quick. I made the purchase, and then as soon as I made the purchase, I realized I got the brown pair, and I was actually kind of bummed about it, actually really bummed about it. But then I went online and actually was like looking at and comparing pictures, and I noticed that on the black pair it just was kind of basic. It was black with that silver swoosh on the bottom, and that was really all it had for colors. There wasn't a lot of contrast. It was just that typical black and white or black and silver. As you guys know, the fused tape design they have goes through all the different silhouettes, so I wasn't really worried about that. Let's go ahead and and look at the packaging real quick. As you guys can see, ISPA is just the verbiage, but the ISPA logo is a circle with crosshairs going between them, and the top quadrant of the circle is colored in all black. And then let me go ahead and open it up and show you the sneaker on the bottom real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out, and bang bang, the Nike Hyper React ISPA, super dope silhouette. And like I was saying before, I was actually trying to go for that black colorway. At first I was thinking like I was gonna return these because I really wanted the black pair, not the brown pair. But when I went and looked online, I looked at the different colors, and brown is not my favorite color, but I really like that nice bright pixelated orange swoosh on the side. I like how it has the red heel counter on the back that wraps all the way around. And like I said before, we have the ISPA branding and the Nike swoosh in that really nice orange colorway as well. So honestly, it's funny because I wanted the black pair. I really didn't want this pair, but now that I actually have it, I'm sure I'm a little bit biased, but honestly, I like this pair the most out of the entire pack. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the review. Starting off with the bottom like we always do, we've got this super comfortable React outsole. As you guys know, there's not really any traction or durability on the React, and it's definitely not a piece of foam that we want making contact with the ground. As you guys may have seen with some of the early React models, they just had the React hitting the ground, and those were wearing down quite a bit. I think they had like a little rubber protector, but they were just wearing out really fast. But these lugs that go all the way throughout the front of the outsole and then again in the back of the outsole, they add a ton of structure, and aesthetically they look really dope as well. I like how they kind of jump around all over the bottom. And then the cool thing is the outsole transitions right up into the midsole. We've got that same gray color. On the React material, the outsole and the midsole are usually the same thing. And I like how the traction pods on the bottom wrap up on the side. They almost have like an octopus tentacle kind of look as it comes around the front and the back. I think that just looks really dope. Going ahead and looking at the upper, we've got that same exact material that we've got on all the 87s. I'm trying to get a grip here so you guys can see, but we actually got a pretty nice stretchy material. As you guys can see, the way the knit is done is very stretchy, very comfortable, and this particular pair is actually water resistant. And I did some research and I was looking at why the designers designed the shoe the way they did. They decided to use tape as an aesthetic on the sneaker, which I think is really awesome. Looking at the front of the sneaker, you can see that there's that gray, that dark charcoal gray fuse piece, and then underneath that they have another tape or fuse piece that's in that yellow orange colorway, and they laid one on top of the other, so it looks like there's actually a perimeter going around the gray tape here. And then we have more of a gray silver tape that comes down the side, and then these two parts kind of crisscross going over to the toe, and then this one just cuts off, but this one keeps going. I think it's really neat because it actually kind of continues down through the length of the sneaker. And then on the side we also have that taped design. It's basically a combination between tape and fuse on the side. We've got that really nice ISPA branding, and then this is also stitched in and is what holds the laces in place. Now, talking about laces, that's something that I'm actually excited about, and I'm kind of curious as to how they're gonna feel on feet. But looking at the sneaker, you can see here the laces start up in pretty close to a normal spot on the side, but then they wrap around and they actually tie into the side of the sneaker just right above the midsole. So yeah, the lacing on these is definitely a bit different from the 87s. And then looking around the side, you don't even lace them here in the front like you normally would. We have both of the rope laces coming to the back, and then the knot is tied back here. And as you can see, as I pull on this, the sneaker ties up. So it should be pretty interesting. You can undo the knot and tie it closer. That would make the sneaker tighter, but just a super dope concept. I really like the way they did that. Going ahead and looking at the back of the tongue, and then again we have the ISPA logo and the ISPA branding. Normally you would have a pull tag on the tongue and on the back of the heel. It's actually on the side of the tongue, and then flipping around to where this lace comes up on the side, we actually have that heel pull tab and it comes up on the side. So it is a little bit different. You're gonna kind of be pulling from side to side to get into the shoe, but honestly, looking looking at the opening or the throat of the sneaker, it's pretty darn large. I don't think anybody's gonna have any issue getting into these. And then looking at the inside, on the insole, we've got that really nice ISPA branding and Nike branding down at the bottom. And then we have that fused tape look, which also includes all the branding, Nike, ISPA here on the side. And this is a really, really strong, sturdy material. And this piece here connects to that heel tab on the back, so you can kind of pull up the sneaker in the back. It's more on the side than anything, but that also includes that little loop that holds these laces in place and allows you to knot the lace in the back of the sneaker, which I think is a really dope concept. And for me, the reason I got these is because it's a dope shoe. It's super comfortable. It's got all that style and those dope aesthetics, but it's water resistant, guys. Like I said, this was a sneaker that was made for city dwellers that would be commuting to and from work or from one job to another job, commuting in the city where there's often inclement weather. And from what I heard, even though it feels to be the same material here for the upper, it's actually water resistant all the way up to these bottom laces right here. After that, you actually have holes that go up throughout the tongue, so obviously water can seep into those areas. But like I said, this is not a boot. It's not the type of sneaker you're gonna go jump in a huge massive puddle with, and it's like anything, like any boot. If the water comes up over the top of the collar, then obviously the inside of the boot will get wet. Well, it doesn't go up as high as the collar. Honestly, I would have preferred it if they skipped out on these holes in the tongue, and then we could have been water resistant up to a higher point. But honestly, if you look at the bottom of the sneaker, obviously the midsole is water resistant, the toe and the sides are water resistant, and you're basically going to be water resistant up until this point. So, you know, if you take a step and you walk into a 2-inch puddle, that's going to come up to about here. You're still going to be sitting in a pretty dry shoe. And then again, like I said, it's water resistant, not waterproof. So that's not something I'd really recommend either. It's more along the lines of the type of sneaker you'd want to wear like on a rainy day when it's pouring out, the ground is wet, there might be a little bit of splashing or whatnot. Like I said, you're not going to be jumping in deep puddles because I don't think that this material will be effective for that. But I have to say there is a decent amount of material that is weatherproofed on this, and for my needs, I think it's going to be perfect. Like I said, the only real holes on the entire sneaker are the tongue, and they don't go all the way down to the bottom. I'm actually trying to see where they start. So they do start pretty low, so right about here. So if you think about it like this is your foot, the first hole is here, but you still have a lot of space, so you know what I mean. It's gonna be good. A couple more things I wanted to mention. Flipping around to the back side, we've got that pixelated Nike swoosh that comes around again. The swoosh actually doesn't finish out, it actually runs right into the side of this tab. And then looking at the inside, we've got this really nice soft suede material, so the inside of the sneaker is going to be really comfortable to have on feet. I haven't seen many people do it, but some people like to wear these barefoot. If you do, that'll be comfortable. But honestly, I think a light sock would be good for this. Those really soft socks in combination with the suede on the inside, I think would be really, really comfortable. I just really like all the fine attention to detail. On the back of the heel counter here, you can see it says Nike React. And then on that tape fuse material, we have the ISPA branding here on the side. Of course, we've got the branding on the tongue, all on the inside, here on the insole, and then even on this pull tab on the side. I think it's really dope. Brown is definitely not one of my favorite colors, but combining it with this nice gray outsole and then adding that really big orange pixelated swoosh on the side is really dope. And something I actually just noticed, when I first got the sneaker, it actually looked like there was a rip or there was like a section of the swoosh that's just not painted in. But if you actually take a close look, there's actually another little black swoosh right there that sits at the end of the bigger swoosh. And looking at it up close, you can actually really see that pixelated look. I think it's really dope, and that's why I've come to like this one better than the black version, just because of that really nice bold stripe and the bold colors on the tongue. Where of course when you're getting a black sneaker, usually you're buying that because you want it to be more toned down, more sleek. But for me personally, I like things that are a bit more flashy. So at the end of the day, this was actually the perfect colorway for me, and I'm really glad I made a mistake when purchasing these, because honestly, with the black pair being sold out, I probably wouldn't have gotten any of the colorways. And by getting this pair and seeing it in hand, I actually started to like it a lot. So hey, you know, sometimes accidental purchases can be some of the best ones. But with that, I'll go ahead and wrap it up. And like I always say, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe and smash that notification bell so you can get all my videos on demand. It's Heat Kicks. I'm out.